The Outlast Trials is an upcoming first-person psychological horror survival video game set in the Outlast universe and is being developed and published by Red Barrel Studios. Fans have been waiting for a new Outlast game for a few years now since the release of Outlast 2 in 2017, so let's break down everything we know about the Outlast Trials, including the first teaser, when we can expect the game, and more. As always, all the sources will be linked in the description below, so make sure to check out and support those writers. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter at Fonkt2 for updates on all future videos, and with that out of the way, let's get into the Outlast Trials. So the studio working on the Outlast Trials is the same studio that has worked on the previous entries in the Outlast series, which is Red Barrel Studios. They released the first Outlast in 2013, Outlast Whistleblower in 2014, and then Outlast 2 in 2017, and the expected release date for the Outlast Trials is in 2021. 8 months after the release of Outlast 2, the team at Red Barrels took to Facebook to give fans an update on their future plans for the studio. The post said, quote, "It's time for a little status update from us. First off, we wanted to take a moment to thank all of you who have bought Outlast 2 and have been supporting the studio for more than 5 years now. Red Barrels was nothing more than a dream, but with a lot of blood, sweat, and beers, it has now become a small, fully independent studio with a kick team who can work miracles. We strive to create unique experiences and take risks. Hopefully we'll manage to entertain you for years to come. About the future, many of you have been requesting a DLC. While the first Outlast was made with the idea of a DLC in mind, that was not the case for Outlast 2. We've considered many options, but none of them felt appropriate for a DLC. Outlast 2 was created to make you feel like a rat in a maze without any knowledge of what's outside the maze. We will at some point make an Outlast 3, and answers will be given. You can also check out the Murkoff account's epilogue. It takes place right after the events of the second game and offers some insight into the events of the game. Currently, we are working on something a lot of you have been asking for. It won't be a sequel to Outlast or Outlast 2, but it will be a distinct experience set in the Outlast universe. We can't say more right now, but we need to make sure we can make it work. Like I mentioned, we strive to be risk takers, and this one is a pretty big challenge. If all goes well, we'll soon be able to reveal more. So in this post, the team states that Outlast 3 will come out eventually, but the team wanted to work on a distinct side experience set in the Outlast universe, and at the time, fans weren't sure what exactly the team meant by that, but the fact they were already talking about this side game and Outlast 3 got fans excited that they were going to keep getting more of the content they wanted. Now, we didn't hear anything else about the game until October of 2019 on Halloween, just under 2 years after this initial post for the game. Red Barrels posted a picture of two hands grabbing onto each other, and the bottom text of the image reads "Where Freedom Ends," and the caption teased an announcement coming soon. Fans were able to read the tag on the wristband for one of the characters with the letters MK and a string of numbers, which fans had assumed to stand for MK Ultra, which was a CIA mind control program that ran in the 1950s and 60s, and MK Ultra had already been established in the Outlast universe, so it made sense, and this is what fans were running with. And less than 2 months later, the game was finally announced when the Outlast accounts posted on their socials saying, quote, "Welcome to the Outlast Trials. The Red Barrels team is excited to announce our latest project in the Outlast universe. Set in the era of the Cold War, the Outlast Trials will allow players to face horrors that await by themselves or with fellow test subjects. The Outlast Trials is still in production, and as our co-founder David puts it, now we've done our proof of concept, it's time to focus on the content creation, variety, and gore. Get ready." And they also released the poster for the game, which again has the tagline "Where Freedom Ends," and we finally get to see that this is going to be a co-op multiplayer title. The team said that they have done their proof of concept, which means they have found a way to make multiplayer work in the Outlast engine, which is predominantly, in their case, a single-player engine. So it probably took a lot of work in pre-production, figuring out how the game would work, what mechanics they want to include, and making sure the engine can run and be optimized And that means that at the end of 2019, they were just starting the deep development for the game. So the timeline already is 2017, it was announced and they had started looking at it. 2019 is by the time they figured out it'd work, they have the engine ready, a lot of the pre-production is done, and at the end of 2019 they wanted to start actual development and putting in and making what we think of as the actual game. But one thing that fans were concerned about was that the characters in the poster, they were wearing these goggles, which fans at first thought that this could possibly be a VR title, which is why they said it's a distinct experience from the Outlast universe. But the Outlast accounts were quick to give an updated post and say this game is not VR, so don't worry about it. And most fans then were able to assume it'd likely just be night vision goggles, and we were able to move on from there, so it's not a VR title. And the thing that makes it unique is the multiplayer. Red Barrels also gave more information on their website, and they were also able to confirm the game will be 4-player co-op, which is interesting, and that's a lot of players to go into versus the other games where it's just single player. And then we got the interview with the official PlayStation Magazine UK, where the Outlast Trials was given a full-page spread in the March 2020 issue, and they were also given an interview with Felipe Morin, the co-founder of Red Barrels. The first question that the magazine asked is why the team chose the Cold War setting. Morin said, quote, "It was more the idea of doing a prequel. We tried to create a backstory that deepens the mythology of the games. We wanted to dive into that backstory at the height of the MK Ultra program. Then the Cold War became an opportunity to construct a game based on paranoia." And Morin also gave a response to the multiplayer mode. He said, quote, "We basically came up with a concept that is flexible so people can play it any way they want. The fact others can join in doesn't mean the scares will be any less intense. Obviously, the experience is not exactly the game, but it's satisfying in different ways. The thing is, even when you'll be playing a game of 4 players, you won't be in a tight group all the time. Stuff happens, shit will hit the fan, and soon you may find yourself separated from the group." So once again, it sounds like you will be split up a lot throughout this game, and you won't always be in this tight-knit 4-player group where the scares won't be as bad. And that once you get split up, the game will be more akin to a classic Outlast experience. Then, during the PC gaming show, Red Barrels released the first cinematic teaser for the Outlast Trials, along with an updated description for the game. In the teaser, we see 3 doctors permanently adding night vision goggles onto a player's head. Then the doctor says to bring in the others, in reference to the multiplayer aspect of the game. And we see 2 players working together to help reach the top of this ledge. Unfortunately, the woman character is stabbed in the back of the neck, and the person we've been following falls to the floor and is approached by a man with a sledgehammer. And then the tagline rolls with "Freedom ends in 2021. And the updated description says, quote, "Set in the era of the Cold War, human guinea pigs are involuntarily recruited by the good folks at the Murkoff Corporation to test advanced methods of brainwashing and mind control. In a world of distrust, fear, and violence, your morals will be challenged, your endurance tested, and your sanity crushed, all in the name of progress, science, and profit." Red Barrels invites you to experience the mind-numbing terror, this time with friends. Work together and maybe you'll survive the Outlast Trials. It's always better to your pants in good company. And fans have already started to speculate on how linear this game will be, if we will be following a story, or if it will be us trying to escape or trying to get to a certain experience, and if we are expected to die a lot and then you restart with a group, or you can restart solo, and if you just try to keep making it further and further, or what the gameplay actually looks like for this game, where the trials parts come in, and nothing really has been confirmed about what the gameplay loop looks like and how fans will be continuing to play this. But once again, everything we've learned about the game so far lines up with all the theories fans and the community have put together. And for the most part, that is everything we know about the Outlast Trials. We shouldn't have to wait too much longer for the game. I expect we will see gameplay probably around the same time the official release date is revealed, which hopefully should be soon if the game is going to launch sometime in 2021. And this game looks like a really cool addition to the Outlast universe. And with the game nearing completion, that also means the team can shift to development of Outlast 3, and I know a lot of fans have been anxiously awaiting that. But that's where I'm going to end this video. Make sure to like and share, subscribe for weekly gaming news, and I will see you guys in the next one.